We're going racing. Hey folks, thanks for coming by the channel. Today I've got the Hamburg road race for you, being put on by the Buffalo Bicycling Club. This is the Masters 50 Plus race, and right now I am leading a chase to catch up to a few guys. We got some climbers who slipped off the front early on. It's a 14 mile per lap course, features a long uphill drag that starts off with a little short kicker, but it's mostly a long uphill drag, false flat or rolling, whatever you want to call it. A couple climbers have slipped off the front early on, made their intentions known. We got a guy from the East End Cycling Club, from Ide Racing, and also a guy from the Fort Wayne Outfitters who've gotten away. They've put about 10 seconds into us, so I'm trying to get this chase together. Got some guys from the ETP Elite Cycling team, a guy from Nalgene, as well as somebody from the Buffalo Bicycling Club. And we're trying to get back up to these guys because me personally, I'm not really a big climber, so I know if they get away and start putting distance into us on the next climb, that's really gonna work out pretty badly for me, for my chances in the race. So yeah, so I put in some work, initiated this chase, got us going, and we've got some momentum, so we're catching up to these guys now on a slight downhill. Pretty happy with the work that we've done here, so I'm just going to sit in as we bridge up to them. And this is good. The catch has been made, so I can breathe a sigh of relief as we finish this section where it is nothing but headwind. Winds are coming from the west-southwest, but pretty much felt like complete south. Total headwind going on this section, what I'm going to call the outbound section of the course. And we're going to hang a right-hand turn here onto this next section where we're going to start climbing. And this section also just feels like we're going straight into the wind. I think this is pretty typical of this part of upstate New York, just south of Buffalo, not too far from the lake. Wind seems to be a constant feature in any of the races I've done up here in this part of the country. So I'm hanging on this guy's wheel here. This is Martin Coffey of the Ide Racing team. Looks to be a climber from what I can tell. So I'm just going to try to stick with him and be on his pace. We're now a group of 6 riders. This is actually going to be the selection for the day. Taking a look back behind me to see if there's anybody else chasing. And I'm going to use this downhill section here to get a little momentum into the climb. Got myself tucked a little bit, not putting out any power. See how far my momentum will carry me up here. I'm not a climber. I'm built a little bit more like a sprinter, so I'm going to use my weight to my advantage here before I have to start putting down some power to get my excess of pounds up the hill. So this climb is kind of steep. I'm not exactly sure if we actually hit the 13% mark that my Garmin is showing. I think that my altimeter is a little bit off, but I threw that up on the screen for you since it's a road race. Interesting to see what the gradient looks like as we do this climb here. So it's a punchy climb, about a 2-minute effort, I'd reckon. And my job right now is just to stay with the group and stay with the climbers. This part gets really hard. It seems like you're getting to the top, but you're never actually at the top. It just keeps going up. I've got myself in the saddle. I'm down on my 36 tooth in the front, using a 28 in the rear, and just keeping that thing spinning. I don't want to push too hard. I don't want to fry the legs here, but if any of these guys attack, I'm going to try to go with them. I don't want them to lose me because I fancy my chances in a sprint at the end of the race. I know that as soon as we finish this section and we hook the next right-hand turn, we're going to get a little bit of a tailwind or a side wind pushing us home, and it's pretty much downhill all the way back towards the town of Hamburg. So I just got to get myself over this lump. And we're still going up. It looks like it's flat, but it's not. And the wind is right in our faces. So I'm trying to get a little bit of shelter here. This yellow intersection sign is pretty much the top, and it starts to level out. I can click up a couple more gears here and bring my cadence down. And whew, made it to the top. First of 3 laps, 3 times up this hill. Take a look around, see who we've still got in our group. Still got these 2 guys. They're my main threats on the climb. Got this guy from Buffalo Bicycling Club. Guessing by the way he's built and the wheels he's got on, he's probably a sprinter type, so I'm watching him. We're now on our way down back into town on just getting ready to finish the first lap here, and we're rolling pretty good here. Group is working well. Everybody's taking a turn at the front. We're rotating through. Wind is coming from our left at this point. So riding the yellow line. As I drop back, shielding these guys. And we're gonna make the right onto Taylor Road. So this will be the finishing straight. I'm guessing it's about 1K from here to the finish line. So we're gonna roll through this housing development here. And we've got Martin going off the front here. He's putting in an effort. He's ramping up the power. I'm sitting on the front of everybody else and decided I'm not going to pull them. If they want to stay on Martin's wheel, they're going to have to come around me. And I look back and everybody's just parked there. So I put in a big surge of power and I pop them off my wheel to get back up to Martin here. If anything, I've created just a little bit of separation, opened up a gap. They had to stand up and burn some energy to catch back up to us. So at this point, the wind is coming from our right side. So I'm just gonna kind of sit in behind him and get next to him, get a little bit of shelter so my life is easy. Because the wind, man, just a brutal day out in the wind. Anytime I could find shelter, I was gonna take advantage of it. And this guy, he's still going. He's driving the pace. He's trying to get us going a little faster. Maybe he's trying to drop the other guys. I'm not so sure. I don't think this is the best place to try this kind of attack. But I'm just going to stay with him. And like I said, I'm just going to kind of echelon off of him and find a little shelter from the wind. As we pass this next intersection here, there's a white line. So I'm guessing this is about 200 meters to the finish from here. Starts to go uphill just a little bit. And so yeah, this guy's trying to put in a dig and just force the pace a little bit. But we all roll through start-finish as a group here. And we are a 6-man strong breakaway, putting serious time into the rest of the peloton. All right, so it's Martin leading the charge as we go into the first climb of the course. This is also a short climb, not as steep as the one at the bottom section of the course, but definitely definitive. This is where the 3 climbers got off the front on the first lap. So I decide that I'm going to follow this guy. And he's putting in a decent effort going up this climb. He's being pretty strong. So I'm going to try and ramp up the pace just a little bit and see if I can get away with just him. So this is an out of the saddle effort here. Going to be doing about between 400 and 500 watts up this section. I want to give a shout out to the guys from the Pack Chatter podcast. They're over here on the right side, getting a little bit of footage as we ride past them. All right, get to the top here. Sit down, pull off. Hey, look, I've still got Martin with me from Ide Racing, and I've got our East End Cycling Club guy, as well as Derek Wilford of the Fort Wayne Outfitters. I look back, but we've popped off the other couple guys. We've lost our Nalgene and Buffalo Bicycling Club rider, so now we're a group of 4. So the second lap of the race was pretty uneventful. The 4 of us decided that we'd hold a truce for the second lap, and we all decided to just work together and roll steady and keep our gap where it is, or at least try to open up the gap just a little bit more. So all of our laps were pretty consistent within 10 seconds of each other. So whatever we did on lap 2 worked, and the gap held. And we're now rolling into the final climb. And this guy, Martin from Ide Racing, I really got to give it to him. He did a lot of work on the front, initiated the pace on all the climbs. So I'm just shadowing him and watching him, kind of looking over my right shoulder as I ride the yellow line to see if anybody's going to come by me, try to attack. I figure if either of the two climbers in the group are going to attack, this is going to happen here. It's going to be now on the last lap, so I need to be ready for it. And again, we're back to this part where it's just like, this climb doesn't end. So I've just got myself glued to the seat. Hands are on the tops of the bars and just trying to grind this one out. But it looks like everybody's pretty tired. Nobody's going to come around me. So at this point, I'm feeling really good about how this race is going to play out, because we're almost at the top, and after that, it's just a long downhill run into town. So just keeping that cadence really steady. This kind of sustained effort is a place where I feel pretty good. Like, as long as the hill isn't too steep where I have to use a lot of muscle to drag my extra weight up the hill, I feel pretty good, but can hold like a pretty steady power at maintain my RPM. It's pretty much like what I do in my trainer road workouts when I'm locked in the basement of my house. So I was kind of ready for this. I'm glad nobody attacked though. That would have put a little bit of pain into my legs for sure. Even so, I was ready to go deep into the red if I had to on this climb, because I know that the other third of this course is completely downhill as we make the right-hand turn onto Eden Road, which takes us all the way back to the town of Hamburg here. All right, so we are rolling down Eden, and we've got that west-southwest wind. Wind is coming really strong from our left. It's a little sketchy, actually. If I'm running an 81 millimeter wheel on the back, which feels good. I've got a 55 on the front, but even with that, some of the side winds were just a little bit strong. We're gonna pass a house here where you can see the flag on the left-hand side. It's just blowing straight out to our left, or coming from the left. It's blowing straight out, like from left to right. Yeah, there's that flag. It's just standing straight up, like wind is coming from the left here. And we're rolling at least 30 miles an hour the whole time, and it's pretty easy. Power's pretty low, just spinning. Now I'm coasting. I've got myself into a somewhat super tuck. Not too super because the winds are really bad, so I want to make sure I have control of my bike. So keeping those hands in the drops. And I realize as I roll past these guys, a gap is opening up right away. So I've got aero, I've got weight, I've got time trial power to my advantage here. So I'm just going to start laying down the power. See how close I can get to this motorcycle, see if I can catch any draft off of it. I'm going to use these smooth black asphalt patches as much as I can. The tires seem to be rolling smoother, quieter on them. So any little advantage I can get to increase my speed, I feel like I can get on the motorcycle here. And the hill's going to get a little bit steeper as we go down through this intersection here. It's just really going to try and ramp up the power and then get tucked. And I gotta tell you, with that wind coming from the left side, that was somewhat sketchy. I was had the white knuckle death grip on the bars there. Just trying to keep everything going pointed in the right direction here. So that's it, we're down at the bottom of the hill. It's pretty much flat until we get to the finishing straight. Hey, if there's no yellow line, you're not violating the yellow line rule, right? So just riding these smooth patches of asphalt wherever I can. Alright, so how did that work? I'd say we dropped the other two climbers, but I did bring along Derek Wilford with me. He was pretty much onto my plan. He knew what I was going to do. On lap 2, I actually rolled away from the guys. Wasn't trying to get away, just my momentum and being tucked in opened up a bit of a gap. So that was kind of an unintentional test run. And just decided that I would launch this attack going down the hill, and it worked. So it's just me and Derek. We got about a 20-second gap on the other two guys from what I can see. So I'm just trying to encourage him to work with me, pull through so we can get to the line together. And here we go. We're about to make the right-hand turn onto Taylor Road. This is it. It all comes down to this. Our gap has decreased just a little bit. We lost a little bit of time, and the guys behind, they are chasing really hard. They're putting in a massive effort. So Derek and I are looking at each other. He's stopped pedaling, and that's it. These are the sprinter games. They're starting to happen. I take a look back and I think to myself, I can hear the Eurosport commentators in my head. They're saying they can't mess around too much longer because they're going to get caught. So I'm just trying to keep the pace up just a little bit. But I really don't want to be on the front because obviously that's not the best place to be for the sprint. So I try to back off the power, get him through. I'm like, hey dude, we can't screw around. We're going to get caught. Yeah, and he pulls off. He just stops pedaling, and you know, that's the thing. He's playing his odds there. He's figuring we're gonna make it to line before they catch up to us, and I don't like that. They look like they're closing in really fast. I don't want to get caught, so I'm gonna keep the pace just high enough that we stay out in front, but not so fast that I'm giving him a lead out. Not too much of a headwind here. We got just a little bit of a side wind coming from the right side. I'm going to stay in the left so that if he does come next to me or tries to sprint, he's on the windy side. And yeah, that's it. He's not going to come around me, so I got to lead this thing out from the front. So I'm going to do the left side version of guttering him and keep him out in the wind. Looking under my armpit, and here we go. He starts to go. When we hit the white line where it opens up, we can use the full road here. Putting in a pretty big effort. Not my best sprint power. The legs are a bit tired, but it's getting the job done. And there's the line. I gotta say thanks to my teammate Megan Bardo for getting this super sweet drone footage of my post up. It was a really good day, and that's how the Hamburg road race played out. I hope you guys like this video. Really appreciate your support. Be sure to give me a like, a subscribe, comment below if you want to. And be sure to check out some of my other videos. You can click on those guys on the right side of the screen. I'll see you next time.